Welcome to another edition of the Sports War. And we are back. We got the full crew in the house. That is what it's all about. The Yankees, out of any team in the league, are the best equipped to handle a blow like this.
I think there is a higher power at play here. He's due law of averages. That dude is the ultimate scrub. It's trash. Yeah. Every person you have in there is fucking trash.
Next game, you're going to see a big performance. You can see it in the end of the game, and I'm just totally stoked and excited for this.
And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Port. Once again, it is the Barnes and Tony Show. Anthony, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing pretty damn good today, guys. Great night with the crew over there in Hartford. Great night for the Rangers as well. Beautiful day, cold, crisp, sunny.
What more could you ask for? And definitely had a great night. Last night in Hartford at the XL Center, we saw the Hartford Wolf Pack win a game. We saw Louis Domingue, former Pittsburgh Penguin legend, starting for the Wolf Pack, had a couple saves, did let up that one early in the third, which tightened things, but Wolf Pack were able to hang on 3-2 to pick up that victory over Lehigh Valley, the Philadelphia Flyers affiliate, as our buddy Matthew checks in.
Our buddy.
Great night, boys. But he also said something about don't have the sausage and peppers.
Oh, my God. Yeah, what was the deal with that, Brian?
I didn't eat it, but they just said it wasn't good. And then it's like one of those things, I mean, I could see it.
Yeah, I can see it too.
Sausage is something you can't get it from Walmart. You know
I
mean?
know.
He also says, great night for the Ranger organization. Wolfpack win. Rangers win in Vegas. How are you?
Yeah,
and he said, hey, buddy.
Oh, my God. The sausage, dude. Worst sausage ever.
But I didn't have it. But it seemed like you guys, I was going to say, like the tenders, though.
Yes. No. I went for the tenders, the tendies, dude. It's funny because, I got out to get another beer, and I saw this lady with tenders, and I was like, hey.
Where'd you get those?
And she goes, other side of the stadium. And I'm like, oh, my God. But I forgot we were in Hartford. It's like a 2-second walk. So I walked across to the other side of the stadium. I got some nice chicken tendies and fries. Very delicious, dude. Nice, good, crispy fries. Chicken tenders. Well, I mean, the chicken was tender. It was moist. It was good. I will say, though, I mean, typical, like, stadium, like, it was, like that basket of chicken tenders and fries, they were sitting under the warm light for a little bit. So it was a little warm, not really hot. But nonetheless, it definitely, got the job done, as Matthew says, tenders and fries made up for it. Big mistake on the sausage and peppers.
And you were kind of alluding to it with the stadium, but there still is a difference, at least there, versus, like, I feel like Citi Field or Yankee Stadium. The food, it's funny because, like, I don't think it's that great either, but I feel like it's a lot better than probably what is at the XL Center.
Light years better. I mean, the sausage and peppers.
Sausage and peppers is actually like premium.
Really good.
Like,
yeah,
I think
exactly.
It's
really premium. And everything else is just way more fresh, I would say.
Right, exactly.
The pretzels. I mean,
I
soft
like the pretzel.
Yeah, basically.
Pretzel
your
was
basic
good.
soft pretzel, salt, mustard, one up.
Hot
dog also really good. Although, Brian.
Yes.
It was called the XL dog.
The XL dog.
I understand it's the XL arena.
Right.
But I was expecting
like some type of wolf pack name for the hot dog.
Some type of like extra large hot dog.
Oh yeah. And
it was a regular hot dog.
Yeah. I mean, and then also too, one thing, I get it, it's AHL. They're just keeping the bill light in terms of the vendors, but no soft serve ice cream. I mean, the hard Carvel, very good, but there's nothing like vanilla soft served, and I know you know that.
Oh my God, vanilla soft serve is just out of this world.
But am I mistaken that you say you like chocolate ice cream better or no?
What? Yes. You do. You are sadly mistaken.
Oh, you do like vanilla better.
Yes.
Who does it? Is it Michael? Is it Michael that likes chocolate?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, yeah. I don't know. It's not that I mind it, but for some reason I feel like chocolate is more bitter and less creamy usually.
Yes, I would agree. So also, I feel like vanilla tastes better by itself.
Right. You don't need anything.
You don't need anything. But then also, like, if you want to put some hot fudge on your chocolate ice cream, it's like
it's too much chocolate.
Too much chocolate.
Exactly.
But on your vanilla, it pairs very well.
Very rarely, but we are in lockstep.
Love it, dude.
On this one. And one other thing I was going to mention.
Matthew says vanilla all day, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's not even close for me. But one other thing I was going to mention too, like I guess I've been to a couple Islanders games, Bridgeport Islanders. Just with the AHL, like let's say, Hartford was like 20-5. Would there be that many more people there
At the XL Center?
Yeah,
I would think so.
but like I don't know,
Right?
because have you been to any any other minor league hockey games?
I've been to the Sound Tigers
But
or the Islanders.
did
yeah.
you feel the crowd was bigger in Bridgeport or no?
I'm trying to remember. I think it was definitely smaller in Bridgeport, but also I think Webster Bank
It's smaller.
Do you think so?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, because I was looking. I noticed in Hartford. I'm like, look at the upper deck, and I'm like, wow, like some people are pretty high up there.
It's
like the seats are high up there.
15,000 people. I want to say Webster Bank is probably like 5,000.
Wait, XL Center is 15,000 people.
Yeah, you know what's funny? Like I feel like we have our things. One thing we could go on for a while. I know you know this is like stadiums, capacity.
Oh.
All right, so let's see Webster Bank because I did just look this up because I was comparing Gamble Pavilion, which is the on-campus basketball for UConn versus XL, where obviously they play. So 10,000 for Webster Bank, and then XL Center Hartford is 16,294. So that's an extra 6,200 seats. Yeah. But I do think also, I mean, obviously where you're located, time of year has a lot to do with this, but I think it is just generally speaking, it's tough for minor league teams to have great attendance. They might have solid attendance. And I think, especially when the Yard Coats first game to Hartford, I think their attendance was pretty good. But I think when we were there last year, it wasn't like it was sold out by any means either.
They had solid attendance though.
Solid,
I would say more so than what the
solid,
Wolfpack had.
And I know, you know what it is? You know how I am. I just always just want the best of everything. And I just feel like I just compare like atmosphere, at Yankee Stadium, that type of thing. And it's like, you don't get that. But I guess it does kind of depend on, what day of the week it is, especially if it's outside, how the weather is. Because like when I used to go to Myrtle Beach every year for family vacation, we used to go to they were the Braves at the time. I don't know what affiliate they are now, but the Myrtle Beach Pelicans. And those games always used to be packed, because Myrtle Beach popular.
Nice.
And then, we're there. Let's go to a ball game.
That is dope.
Yeah, I did always actually like that park. And at the time anyway, I thought the food there was pretty good. So just kind of interesting, but it's just, as well as I do, that for fan experience, atmosphere is everything.
Oh yeah, definitely. And it was a solid atmosphere. I thought it was pretty interesting, honestly, that they had all like the Whalers banners up, and a lot of people were wearing Whalers stuff. So,
and you're still trying to fight me though on the Stanford Whalers, huh?
Yeah, Stanford.
Well, why is it said that they need to be in Arizona?
The Coyotes?
Yeah.
Well, they're about to build a new facility and everything.
Well, that's not approved though.
No, but I mean that's what they're going for. Like,
but I'm saying you don't think there would be. I mean, I just feel like in general, hockey is more of a north thing. No matter if we're talking northeast, northwest.
No, I would. I mean, you talk about northeast. I mean, saturated market.
Right. Teams that are always in the Frozen Four for college.
Well, I'm just saying, and also like Stanford. Like, what is Stanford offering right now?
Well, that's the point. What is Stanford offering? They don't have, Connecticut in general. We talked about this, doesn't have pro sport. Obviously, the Connecticut Sun at Mohegan. But it just like I feel like the rivalry with the Rangers and the rest of the metropolitan teams would be so strong. It just seems like a home run. And Detroit, their history when Hasek was on the team, they were in the Western Conference.
Yeah,
just put them out west.
I just can't see like the team being very popular.
I mean,
I can't see like,
but it can't be more popular than it is now.
Where are you putting? Where are you putting the stadium? Where is it?
I had to talk to the real estate developer.
Yeah. What do we got going on?
No, but I mean, obviously we know that there's a bunch of like older apartment complexes or just areas that, the land isn't sacred. For the right price, anybody will move off it. And I just think from a revenue perspective, from a job perspective, I think it would be a home run. And I think I could say the same for Westchester too. That would be crazy.
Westchester would be crazy.
Imagine they just like work with the land that they have where the Westchester Knicks used to play and just kind of build. I don't know, what the land situation is, but just something to consider. Because I do
Westchester
think
Whalers, dude.
kind of has a nice ring to it.
It
no?
does.
Yeah. So definitely something to keep in mind. But yeah, definitely a great night. And always fun going to a hockey game. And nice that we got 2 Ranger wins, if you consider the Wolfpack and then the Rangers last night. Get to that in a sec. But let's go now to the world of Major League Baseball.
2-2, he got him swinging. The back-to-back strikeouts for Robbie Ray.
There's damage right there. Shohei, way, Cy-Yo, nada, where did that land?
Smoke to Chapman, who leaps up and grabs it.
Story spins and fires. Out at first.
There it goes. See ya. Home run, Aaron Judge.
All right. So the big news in Major League Baseball since we went off the air yesterday, Xander Bogaerts, 11 years, $280 million, heading to the San Diego Padres. Current shortstop who's suspended will miss, I don't know what it is, the first 40 games or something of this season. Fernando Tatis will move to right field. Bogaerts being 30 years old. So by the time this deal expires, he's going to be 41. And let's start with you first here, Tony. Your instant reaction to Xander Bogaerts leaving Boston, heading to sunny San Diego.
I mean, obviously, I don't blame Xander for wanting to do that for his career. But I mean, in terms of the Padres, I understand. I mean, first of all, Tatis to the outfield, you say?
Yeah, he's played the outfield.
I understand he's played the outfield. That's very interesting. Obviously with the whole everything happened with him last season. But for Xander, change of scenery might be good for him in terms of production. But I mean, 11 years, bud. He's 30 years old. That means he's gonna be 41 at the end of that contract. I think it's a lot of money, especially to play a position like shortstop. I mean, I understand he had a solid season. What, he had like 15 home runs, 70 something RBIs.
Hit 307.
Hit 307. Great average.
OPS 833.
Solid, but I mean, I feel like in terms of home runs and RBIs, probably on the lower echelon, right?
And I agree.
I'm just thinking, like, what, 2019 was probably his best year. He had probably like 35 home runs,
33, 117, 309.
Yeah, okay. So then since then,
the last 2 seasons slugging has been under 5. So, you have to ask the question, is power in decline? And as far as like RBI production, maybe last year that had something to do with just how poor Boston was as far as on the field. Not a vintage Boston team by any means last year. But it does seem like a tall price to pay. Do I think he can be an effective player for the next 3 seasons? Yeah, I don't know if he's going to hit even 25 home runs, though. To pay that type of dough at 30 years old, you would only imagine that defense, which has been solid, he's around a 10 error per season guy. I mean, obviously some guys are 18, 19, 20. So that's not too bad. He had a 5.8 WAR, which I would imagine is in the top end of the league.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I just almost think, I mean, how do you not think that potentially, his best days are behind him?
I know, right? I mean, like you said, I would give him like 4 years, honestly, until you start to see like pretty significant decline. But I mean, I don't know what the plans are for the rest of the team with the Padres. I mean, I don't know. I guess we'll see. It's definitely an addition too. Again, like putting Tatis in the outfield is going to be good for him. It's going to be good for the team. I mean, you're bolstering your lineup a little bit with having Bogaerts, but again, I mean, the longevity. I feel like you got a little fleeced here for 11 years.
Yeah.
280. I mean,
come on. I mean, I have a problem even past 5 years.
Yeah,
that this is not going to be like, oh,
like this guy isn't 25 years old. Like,
he's not 25 years old, and he's also obviously he's looked at differently now, but he's not like Alex Rodriguez in the prime of his career, because that's the type of deal that he got here.
Crazy.
So I mean,
Padres just getting mad money, huh? They just got money to spend,
and I think they're desperate.
Yeah.
You think about the failures that they've had, and ever since they made it to the World Series in '98, it's kind of been downhill, and they haven't gone as far as they would have liked, and have had a lot of expectations. So for the short term, great. But like I said, I think down the road, they're going to be in some serious trouble. On the other side of things here, it's like where do the Red Sox go from here? They did make some news yesterday with the Kenley Jansen signing, as well as Japanese outfielder Toshiba. Is it Toshiba?
I don't think it's Toshiba.
No. Here, I got it. Of course, I had it up, and then they reorganized. Okay, it's Yoshida. So Masataka Yoshida, 29 years old. They go 5 years, $90 million, as well as a 15.4 posting fee, to his team in the Nippon Professional Baseball League in Japan.
Wow.
So an on-base machine, power and defense, I don't think is great. But obviously you never know what you're gonna get. I don't know. I know this contract is a lot less than the Bogaerts deal, of course, but it's a risk. I guess it's a mild one, but I know they did get burned with Runis Castillo, a few years ago. So you just never know how these international things are going to work. Obviously, you look at Ohtani, he's a star. Tanaka worked out decently, for the Yankees. Yoenis Cespedes had a good run with his career. Then you look at the disaster of Kagawa, the success of Hideki Matsui. It's all up and down the board. I mean, what are your thoughts about this move for the Red Sox?
I like it for them. I mean, the Red Sox don't have a lot going for them. Again, to bring in someone who gets on base, I mean, hey, having someone on base a lot gives you an opportunity to score. So I like the addition. I think, like you said, it isn't a huge risk for them. But I mean, if this guy pans out, I mean, they're going to look pretty good. So,
but it's just hard to see exactly, where Boston's head's at. I mean, listen, it does seem like their approach the last couple of years has been great. The one thing I'll say, and you know me, I mean, I don't like giving them credit, but I guess, the 11 for 280. I mean, what do you think? I mean, the state of the team. I mean, unless they change drastically, they're not winning a World Series this year and possibly for a little bit here. Is it in their best interest if it was Xander was hard set, you have to match this, otherwise I'm gone? Do you think it was in their best interest to let him go, or do you think his value was so important to the team that they had to keep him and Devers together as that core of that team and build it from there?
I mean, it's so tough because, Bogaerts and Devers was just obviously a huge part of any success they had last season. But I mean, Bogaerts is asking for 11 years on the Red Sox. I'm not going to match that.
Yeah.
There's no way. There's no way. It makes no sense to.
And I just had a thought, and I don't know, like I said, I don't know what their mindset is. You think about Bloom and John Henry there. Are they thinking potentially Swanson or Correa? For some reason, it just came to me as we were starting the show. For some reason, I see it. I haven't heard anything about it, but I could see it. What do you think?
Yeah, I could see that too. But again, I mean, how many years do you think Correa is looking for? Honestly.
So I would imagine he wants to be in the neighborhood of everyone else who's signed. So something similar to this, maybe he would settle for 10 years, 8 years, 9 years. But I just want to look this up here. So Correa is 28, so a little younger than Bogaerts.
So 8 years I would do for him.
And I just think I know he was injured last year. And he's had injury problems in the past, but
right.
I would feel a lot better with him over Bogaerts. Or I mean, do you think that there's not that much of a separation?
Yeah, I think I would feel better with him a little bit
because he's shown that he could do it in the postseason.
Yeah, postseason.
Bogaerts a 231 career postseason hitter, and I think he has an edge defensively. You just look at the numbers, though. I mean, I think his average hitting isn't as good. It looks like over his career he struck out a little more. But that is interesting. And then, what do you think about Swanson? I haven't heard anything about him. It doesn't seem like the Braves are going to take him back, right?
Yeah. It doesn't seem like I'm very surprised. I mean, where he would go, I mean, I guess you were saying the Red Sox. I mean, it makes sense. The Red Sox could certainly use him, but I mean, um,
But I think
I don't
I
know,
would just
man.
think it
I
too
mean,
with Swanson. Do you think maybe they don't want him back because they're going to put Grissom at short? Vaughn Grissom. He had a pretty good,
he had a great year. I mean,
yeah,
I guess so. I'm
right?
surprised he. I mean, I haven't even heard any offers for him.
No, no. But look at his trajectory. I mean,
Yeah.
really didn't get his career didn't start out very good. Last year, all of a
No.
sudden, he had power.
Yeah.
I think there's trepidation there.
Yeah, I could see that. And honestly, yeah, I guess. So I guess maybe the Braves cut him, get out of here. Um, he can play. He can play third base too, right?
Dansby.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna just pull up his thing here. So let's see just for a second. So he is 28 years old. He's gonna in 2 months he'll be 29.
Mm-hmm.
You look at his season last year, 277, struck out though 182 times,
Wow.
played in all 162 games, slugged though 447, 25 homers, 96 RBIs, OPS though 776. I mean, but I don't think he's gonna get.
That strikeout rate is pretty high.
I don't think he's gonna get anywhere near what Bogaerts got.
No.
Do you think he's gonna fetch at most a 6-year deal, but more than likely a 5 at 150?
Yeah, I could see that. 5
though.
for 150. Yeah, 30 a year for him.
Would you, if let's say it was a mild contract for him, would you want him anywhere near the Mets or not really?
Again, I was trying to see if he can play third base, but
standard fielding, no third base.
No
experience.
third base. Yeah, right. Anything other than short? No.
No.
I mean, for the Mets to sign him to a contract like that, for to not play shortstop, I mean, no.
Yeah. Like
Right?
I said,
Yeah.
I'm telling you off the rip, I wouldn't want him. And then I did hear, and forgive me, I'm forgetting what the guy's name is, but there's another player from Japan, a pitcher. I guess the Mets have been linked to him. I don't know if you've heard anything on that.
Yeah. We were just talking about him yesterday. His name does escape me. But remember, I was saying that Buck met with him. Apparently, Sadai or something like that.
Yes, Senga.
Yeah. Senga. Yeah. Buck met with him. Apparently, they had a good talk and everything, and he's looking to, sign with a team here in the MLB that is kind of ready to win, equipped to win. And it seems like Buck and, like I said, a good conversation. Buck is all about him. And if Buck is about it, I'm sure Cohen has interest in it as well.
Do you know anything about him?
Not much. I haven't really looked up many statistics on him, how he did in the Japanese league. But apparently, I mean, from what I've read, he's pretty highly touted. So
you're all on board. Just give it a shot.
Yeah, why not? I mean, I say go for it. I mean, to add him to the rotation, I think our rotation would be really set after that.
So now, him over Bassett, money equal.
Money equal him over Bassett. I mean, I guess. All right, let's look him up here. I think his first name is Kadai Senga.
Yep.
Yeah, Kadai Senga.
Here we go. 29.
29 years old. Okay, so Japanese league statistics here.
194, 156 innings.
156
Ks, 144 innings.
I like that, right?
Yeah. I do think, though, just from quickly looking at this, I have a feeling he's not as highly touted as Dice K or Tanaka were coming over, or Hideo Nomo.
What was Tanaka's numbers? Do you know?
No, but I know they were pretty good. And Dice K, I mean, was one of the most talented Japanese pitchers of all time.
What is now? His ERA is a 1.94, right?
Right.
Obviously,
baseball MLB equivalent.
Yeah. What's the drop off here?
I mean, I think
significant.
Yeah, he's probably mid threes, I would think. I mean, just think about the level of hitting, the level of power.
Yeah.
And just the stuff that the guys have in the major leagues. But I like that for the Mets, and I definitely like it over Bassett because I just feel like we know what Bassett is, and I know I'm a big critic, but I don't know. I guess I just look at what you're gonna have to give him, at his age. The inconsistencies that he's
Mhm.
shown, I just don't see the upside, and I would rather take a chance on this guy because I think this guy will probably actually cost less money.
Yeah, I think so too.
So that's something to keep an eye out for. And then the Braves and the Tigers actually made a trade yesterday. Former All-Star reliever Joe Jimenez going to Atlanta. They trade 2 prospects, and I guess Justin Henry Malloy was their top, position player prospect. Hit 289 with 17 home runs last year between the 3 levels of the Atlanta system. So when I first saw this, and I guess Jimenez is only 27. I thought he was older. Seems like he's been around a while, but I think he came up young.
Eloy.
No. Joe Jimenez.
Joe Jimenez?
Eloy is the outfielder for the White Sox. Joe Jimenez,
Okay, yeah.
he's on the Tigers. He was their closer.
Oh,
Kinda
okay.
ring a bell.
Vaguely.
So when I saw this, I know you want good relievers, and I guess last year 349, 77 Ks, 56 innings, but top position. I mean, I guess do you think it's just like they have enough position players, so that's why they did it, and they just want to really shore up that bullpen, and obviously Jansen's gone.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, it's so crazy because you mentioned Jansen too. I was thinking about what you said yesterday. I mean, Jansen's numbers were actually pretty solid the past few years. So I guess obviously him not being on the team, I mean, kind of like a big loss, honestly, in reality. Because who else is like?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a good question.
Yeah.
So last year, see, the thing is though, 2021 he was great, 2.22, 3.38. I mean, that's not that good for your closer. If you're a 7th inning guy, it's not bad. And the type of money that he's commanding, and it's again, I just think about when I'm committing money, and if I'm a general manager, if I'm an owner, I don't want to pay a premium for an asset that isn't going to improve and is only going to decline.
Right. Well, I mean, I guess maybe I don't know. Do they see improvement? I mean, when you think about it, I mean, I feel like Timmy Jensen was like dog shit like 4 years ago.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, he has a couple solid production years, and so maybe there's room for improvement still. But I don't know. I mean, again, like you think of the Braves. I mean, I feel like a place where they lacked last season was their bullpen. I understand there were some stretches where the bullpen did well, but I mean, they need to bolster that bullpen,
Right.
So I guess like any chance they can get, maybe they see something and they're going to take a chance. So,
if we could go to the comments.
Yeah, sure. We got quite a few here. But first, starting with him, it feels like Groundhog's Day for the Yankees. Everybody's signing great pitchers, and the Yankees sitting on their hands again. Hal, wake up. You're a Steinbrenner.
Now, who do you think's better at attempting to ignite a fire in me about a comment you would prefer?
I prefer.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, but something like this, Tony, like,
It's ridiculous.
You don't think it's ridiculous? I mean, come on, really, not just being devil's advocate.
I mean, I guess.
I mean, obviously, prefer they're negotiating with Rodon. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that.
Right.
So it's like if they end up getting Rodon and Benintendi, it's the best offseason they've had maybe since 2009, literally. So, and it's like other than Rodon and possibly Senga, I don't know, right? I mean, who else is what other pitchers are out there? Anybody?
Decent ones? No.
But there's got to be somebody. Bassett, but I don't want Bassett.
Oh, Bassett's going to be signed with the Mets probably anyway.
Are you really hearing that though?
Yeah.
Starting pitching free agents, because obviously Walker was a big one. DeGrom, of course. Let's see. So done. Verlander, Kershaw, obviously off the board.
Yeah, off the board.
Severino, they accepted the option. Wainwright's back at
St. Louis.
Evaldi sucks.
Yeah,
Morton.
They signed him, right?
Yeah, they signed him.
Yeah,
Syndergaard
sucks. That's it.
Yeah.
You would want Syndergaard?
Would you want Syndergaard?
No, I asked you first.
No. Would you?
No.
What percent chance would you say that just, sometimes people react differently? Tony, what are you looking up on your computer over there?
Dude, it's not me. Yeah. Oh.
But anyway, What percent chance would you say, Tommy John surgery, everyone reacts differently to it. What percent chance would you say that, Syndergaard comes to spring training, consistently 96 on the gun, higher strikeout rate again? What percent? Give me some type of percentage here.
18.
Really? And you think that, like, even you would still like have to see it to believe it, even if, let's say, I don't know who is considered the premium pitching coach in the majors, but like, let's say he lands there. I mean, you still would just think, nah, he's just going to be a 4 or 5 starter.
Yeah.
He's just not old. It's just so you almost think it could have been a botched surgery, or maybe he's not working hard enough to rehab.
I don't think he's working hard enough to rehab. If it was a botched surgery, again, I am no surgeon or doctor.
Yeah.
But I would feel like there would be like, something wrong with his arm, or he would want to go try and get it fixed or see a doctor or something. It doesn't seem like that's going on. I just think, and you saw it, when he was with the Angels and the Phillies, that skipping his starts against the Mets. I mean, the guy just doesn't want it. Doesn't want it, So I think that's what it is. By the way, Matthew says Hal was definitely awake yesterday. That's for sure. Looked like his father. And then he goes, Oberfer, stop with the Yankee hate, bro. Sounds like Matthew's getting kind of riled up over here, man.
I mean, it was a great day yesterday, and it's like Prefer's trying to like take it down a level. It's like, no, we're not doing that. And Prefer, that's the thing too. You could spin it however you want. I know that this is a deflection. Honestly, you're deflecting
Prefer
because you're not happy that the Mets didn't bring back DeGrom. I know that part of you is a little worried about the age of Verlander.
Insanity, Tony.
You're not competent in Jose Quintana. So let's pump the brakes. I mean,
Dink and dunk.
You can't have a vintage move other than Verlander of Brooks Raley, who
That's too high.
Came over from the Rays yesterday. What were your thoughts on that acquisition?
I don't know, dude.
Solid numbers or no last year? Or you didn't really like look into it? You're just
I haven't looked much, but I mean, from what I recall, I mean, it wasn't anything like great. Bullshit.
Strike 3 up to this point. Mets offseason grade.
I don't want to say C+. I guess B-.
B- with trepidation.
Yeah.
But, I mean, they finished out strong here.
They got to finish out strong.
Make a couple deals.
Senga. Maybe re-sign Nimmo here.
What's your line in the sand with Nimmo?
I don't know. If he wants anything more than like 4 years, it's like
4 years at what salary? $100 million.
Yeah.
And it's it's a mistake deep down.
Yeah, I'd give him 100 for 4 years
With trepidation.
See,
but it's a shame, Tony. It's like, I feel the same way when like the Yankees have, kind of gone, half-assed with things. It's like, you just want them to go all out. You just want the best. You don't want to sell it. Like Jose Quintana, I understand.
I know, dude.
Great numbers with the Cardinals last year.
I guess.
But I don't know. I just am envisioning one of two things. Either he pitches the whole season, ERA is approaching 5, he gets moved to the bullpen, or, lat strain in late April. It doesn't come back till August. One or the other.
I mean, I guess time will tell with that one, huh? It
Yeah.
can go either way, I think, Quintana. May step up. You never know. But first, it's going to get a bite. I don't have that bite anymore. Prefer.
No way.
You want his own bite? You kind of have your own. Prefer. Call in. I'll give you a bite.
No, but there's no. Is that a bite, Tony? Is that a bite? You really got rid of that?
It's not on the board right now. No.
It's in the archives?
It's in the archives.
Okay.
Don't worry, dude. Prefer also says Verlander, Quintana, Max Scherzer, Carlos Carrasco, Rodon is my Mets starting pitching prediction.
I feel like you're saying to yourself, or to Prefer, get the hell out of here with Carrasco.
Yeah, Carrasco, hell no.
Rodon, you would like.
Rodon I would like, but I don't think he's going to sign with the Mets, honestly.
Yeah, there's no traction.
So I think it would be, Quintana, Scherzer, Verlander, Senga, McGill.
Bassett. Wait, what's your Bassett line in the sand?
Oh. I mean, there's no way, obviously, he's getting anywhere near, like, I don't know.
Is it the same thing as the Nimmo contract?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. And even that, I mean, because he's 35 right now?
Yeah, I'll give him 3 years.
60? Or
70?
5?
75, maybe? No, I would say, 28 a year. How much is that?
28. I mean, you think about 28, 50,
60, and then 60, 76,
80, 82.
around there. Yeah. I'll do that.
Yeah.
Sure.
But Tony, I you know me, I enjoy, poking fun at the Mets, but I almost feel bad. I feel like you're feeling a little like dejected about this offseason.
Yeah. I mean, it hasn't been great
Yeah.
at all. Again, we haven't really, nothing's really been done. Again, I feel like, we talk about Quintana. I mean, it's not anything that jumps off the page. Verlander was basically just a replacement for DeGrom. And I mean, I feel like that's kind of a question mark in and of itself, just because of his age, how he's going to really do, how long he'll last, if he'll last the whole season without, I don't want to hear, opening day and he has like a hamstring issue or something and he can't have his first start,
Yeah.
I don't want an oblique injury after the season and he misses like 2 months.
Yeah. No, I mean, you're definitely right.
Mhm.
The one thing I would say too is there has not been much of a trade market up to this point this offseason. So maybe once a couple of these guys that are more highly touted are off the board, we could see kind of a flurry of moves like we saw at the beginning of this free agency period. That might be the saving grace for the Mets.
Yeah, I think so. So we'll see.
Um,
Carrasco better not be in the rotation.
last year of the contract? There's no way there's another
Is it
year.
his third year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine like there was like a vesting option or something.
Oh my god, dude.
But listen, with all this negativity that you're portraying here, at the same time, can you just not wait for baseball, Tony?
No, I am super excited for like opening day. I really can't wait. We got to go to some baseball games. I feel like that's something we really haven't done.
Yeah. Like I want to go to 5. I don't care. I don't know. Oh, it's ridiculous. No, I want to go to 5. That's it.
I think 5 for this upcoming season is pretty reasonable. So what do you think? Like,
yeah,
3 games at City, 2 games at Yankee Stadium.
So we have to do some type of contest for the tiebreaker.
Yeah, I like that.
Is it a basketball game?
I was just gonna say that actually.
We haven't
It's
played
got
in a while.
Bowling? Want to go bowling?
See, that's the thing. I mean, how many like pins would you give me?
Handicap. I mean,
50?
what would you say? I was gonna ask you. What do you think you're gonna ballpark score here?
All right, actually, that's a good idea. So I want to say my average is probably 130.
130. I'll give you 60 pins. Probably between 190.
190. 50?
50?
50 pins? Come on.
You want more? You want more? You want more? You want 80 pins?
80 pins.
So a bunch of what? 2. What would you say? 130?
Yeah.
80 pins is 210, right?
Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah,
All
I could do that. 80
Handles.
pins. 80 pin handicap. But first game, warm-up game. Everyone knows that.
Yep. Warm game.
Okay, good. But oh boy, if I go to a baseball game, Tony, can you help me when Brian and Mike tries to punch me? Wow, dude. Listen, I don't think at the risk of them getting thrown out of the stadium, of the park, I don't think they're gonna try and punch you. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, the outlandishness of prefer these days, right?
Hey man, weren't you guys at a game together one time? You just never met him?
Oh yeah, that is true. Very, very true.
But
so that's really all that's going on in baseball. Let's go now to the world of the National Football League.
Check for 101, 2 touchdowns. To Evans, touchdown, Tampa Bay. How about that throw? Sam Darnold blasted. Oh my goodness, did he take a hit? In trouble once, brings him down. Lost one for Odell Beckham Jr. Got it down, touchdown.
All right, Tony. So week 14 begins tonight. We have a matchup of the Las Vegas Raiders and the Los Angeles Rams. Obviously, the Rams are in shambles. The worst start I've ever seen from a defending Super Bowl champion. Only 3 wins up to this point. Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp on IR. Aaron Donald not going to be active for this game. So just a lot of question marks of, what the future holds for them. And then also for tonight, I mean, we saw them, and I guess actually we didn't talk about this at all, but Baker Mayfield, claimed by the Rams.
Yeah.
They're saying a decent chance he gets in the game. I guess John Wolford, who's been filling in for Stafford, is questionable. And they do have Bryce Perkins, who's kind of struggled passing the ball up to this point. So it's just like, who knows what they're going to do there. I would imagine maybe, they start with Wolford or Perkins. If they struggle, then they go to Baker. And I think the hope for Baker and for the Rams is that there's some type of rejuvenation here, and that the great offensive mind, Sean McVay, is able to teach him a couple of things. If he plays well, they could get a compensatory selection in the offseason for the draft, which they would like. So I think that was the mindset there, as well as just a need to play quarterback. But really, this Rams team has been so bad. And I know they gave Seattle a tough battle at home last week, but fell. And they're on a 6-game losing streak here. But I kind of think they're not going to win another game the rest of the season. I mean, this team is bad. You're down all your key cogs. The only big guy left is what? Jalen Ramsey. So I just don't see how they can win this game and how they can win another game. And you're going to throw Baker Mayfield, who has no experience in this offense, has looked awful when he's played for the Panthers this year. The Raiders are red hot. Devontae Adams has been running up and down the field, as well as Josh Jacobs. Derek Carr, it's like he heard the chirps, has been playing better. So I just don't see any positive signs for the Rams here. I believe their draft pick is owed to the Lions for the Stafford deal.
Ooh.
So I don't know. I don't know. I don't have any other thoughts really about this. Obviously Raiders have had a tough start, rebounded. But I think momentum's running their way, especially a matchup like this. I know they're on the road, but what leg do the Rams have to stand on?
Nothing. Baker goes off.
But he doesn't even have Kupp.
I know. He's got nothing, dude.
He's going to throw a Skoranek, and I'm trying to think who the other guy is. Oh, Van Jefferson. I mean, come on.
Jeez. I mean, I guess, yeah, with Vegas too, they just beat they beat the Chargers last week, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, and then before that, it was that crazy game against Seattle, right? Overtime winning against Seattle. So, I guess they've had a couple good games here, a couple nail biters, a couple surprise victories, I would say. So I guess they have, ironically enough, way more cooking in the kitchen here than the Rams do. So I guess give me Vegas. I couldn't really imagine it's going to be anything crazy, like in terms of scoring. Again, these Thursday night Amazon games, just
oh wow,
man, dude, no interest. I'm watching the Red Wings game. Okay, I think the Kings are playing tonight too. I don't know. I guess give me the Raiders here. I don't know. 27-17.
28-0.
Really?
Yep. Michael's tight. Herb Street. Straight face. Whole broadcast. But then at the same time, would I be surprised if it's 17-3 Rams at halftime? Just because that's just how the world works, Yeah. But I guess we'll find out. But that's all we have for that game. Obviously a lot of eyeballs will be on the games this weekend. And of course the Jets.
Week 14, dude.
Week 14, Jets in Buffalo. You don't know what the line is for that, do you?
No.
What's your guess?
If I had to guess, I think Buffalo has a pretty significant point system going on here. I don't think it's double digits. 9.5.
9.5.
9.5? Oh, shit.
You'll never guess this one. Cowboys line over the Texans at home.
13.5.
17.
Wow.
That's nuts.
That is crazy.
I've never seen one that high in a while.
Holy shit.
Last one I'm going to ask you here. Philly on the road at the Meadowlands against the Giants.
6.5.
7.
Oh,
You're getting good though. You I think right. Don't you feel
yeah,
like
I think we're definitely getting closer with these fucking.
yeah. So we'll obviously talk all football tomorrow. But now let's go to the world of the National Hockey League.
Here's Matthews. Scores! Hat-trick goal!
My goodness, this is a great shot.
Big hit on the far side by Bogaerts. He flattens Jordan Stahl. Oh my goodness! That's the gun right back. Terrified and robbed by Shesterkin. That's brilliant from Igor Shesterkin. It's a breakaway to win it in overtime. McDavid scores the winner in overtime. All right.
Let's go,
So
Brian.
we finally saw that version of that Rangers team last night, 5-1. And this was a game that was tight. It was 1-1 after 2 periods. But the Rangers with 4 goals in the third period. And this was, vintage Rangers third period. That was their power period last season. And this was vintage Igor Shesterkin. I mean, I know it probably hasn't been that long, but at the same time, it does seem like it's been quite a long time since he's only allowed 1 goal. And saved a decent amount of shots. So, and just the fact too, there were line changes. You had the young guys playing with the veterans, Capo, Hedel, and Lafreniere all scoring. And coincidentally enough, all have 5 goals this season. And those are guys I feel like that you're expecting, a lot of production, a lot more production than you've got, especially Kako. I mean, what are you doing, man? You know what I mean? He's got to really pick it up.
He really does.
And, you got that. And then you got Mika with 2 goals, 15. I think he's one of their more important players, and I would have taken him as captain over Trua, but that's a discussion for a different day. But at the end of the day, I think this is a very impressive 5-1 victory for the Rangers, and I think it works into their favor on this road trip. I believe Colorado next, right? Yeah. Tomorrow.
Yeah, Colorado tomorrow.
9:00.
Yeah.
Great time to play them.
Absolutely great time.
We saw them get embarrassed yesterday.
Nate McKinnon's out.
So I think things are looking up, but you got the understudy. He got you last time. You got to win this game this time.
Absolutely, Brian. I know it is. Honestly, it's a crazy time right now for the Rangers. I mean, looking at this past game from last night, I mean, what a whirlwind. I mean, you were saying, 4 goals in the third period here. 3 goals within 2 minutes, mind you.
Right.
1 of power play, 2 of 5-on-5. Rangers did a really great job. Again, I think we saw them improve yet again here in their level of play. I mentioned from their last game against St. Louis, they're just from the blue line, they're getting pucks to the net. They did that same thing. I think they had 37 shots on goal last night. They did exactly that, but then they also mixed in Zibanejad with some nice dekes, Panarin, handling the puck through some defenders, finding an open man. They had some great offense down low in front of the net as well. They were really penetrating the Golden Knights defense. I mean, their forwards really weren't doing much down low. Neither were their defenders. And then, like you said, Shesterkin was just unbelievable. I mean, he was dialed in for sure. You had a defense that blocked, I think, 26 shots for him as well. That right there, I want to say, for my recollection this season, probably the most blocked shots by the Rangers in a game. And, I think, block shots really show a lot more than just, blocking shooting lanes. It's really more about sacrificing your body for your team. This is a team that, is going through a lot, I think, mentally and emotionally. And to see them kind of lay down 26 block shots, that means they're playing for each other. And obviously, the result, I think, is one of those outcomes that you realize that this team is really playing for each other. And it's just phenomenal to see here. I would have liked to see it maybe a little more production in the power play, 2 for 5. It's 40% success rate in the power play. I'd like to see 3 for 5. I think at least I would feel more comfortable with. But nonetheless, I mean, phenomenal win here. I mean, hey, we talked about these next 5 games, 2 up, 2 down so far. So, I mean, you got to love it, Brian. You really do. It's looking pretty bright.
Yeah. And I will be completely on board with a victory over Colorado. I just feel like, they owe it to us because they had some clunkers. They lost to Ottawa, Tony. All right. So blew some 3-goal leads. So now it's time to step up. You're getting a quality opponent when they are down.
Oh, yeah.
They are kind of a shell of themselves if you think about where they were at this point last year. So it's all systems go. Maybe they found something with these line combinations. I think that's very much possible. So I am cautiously optimistic, and I'm really looking forward to that game tomorrow. Because I think that will be a true test. And let's get on track here, and let's go from being right now the 3rd most talked about team in the metropolitan area to number 1.
Hell yeah.
That's where we belong, and that's who we've always been.
Yeah.
So really looking forward to that. And just wanted to give a shout out before we pick tonight. There's 5 games, so we'll have 2 goals each, but 2 picks each. But I was saying goals because Thompson,
oh
Buffalo,
my God,
in
dude.
a 9-4 victory, Tony. 5 goals, including 4 in the first period. I've never seen 4 in the first period, let alone 5 in a game. Is there something brewing in Buffalo?
Yeah, I guess so.
They've had some strong games.
They've had some really strong games. Tage Thompson has been at the helm of most of those strong games too. I talked about him last year a lot because he made a pretty good stretch for the I almost said Bills, for the Sabres later in the season, just having a great solid few games here. But he's really good at just shooting the puck, like really no one else, honestly. Like he just got good vision in the ice, and there's just no hesitation to him shooting the puck. And especially for a team like the Sabres, who kind of lack in the offensive department. I understand they scored 9 goals last night. They've had some good pushes, but again, having him around is a big reason why other players have their opportunities as well, because naturally when one guy, kind of scores 4 goals on you, you tend to key on him defensively, leaving someone else open. So, I mean, it could be. I honestly don't think Buffalo is really going to go anywhere, honestly.
But I think there's evidence that this is a pretty improved team from last year.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. Again, like
1 game under.
Tage Thompson came into his own later in the season.
38 goals last year, I believe.
What was it? Yeah, 38 goals.
That's a lot of goals.
I think it's probably somewhere around there. You have Dahlin, the defenseman, playing really well. 2 other young guy, and then Alex Took. Came over from Vegas. He's kind of finding himself again, I guess. I mean, he was solid for you, I feel like, when he came over. Definitely better production with him now that Thompson has been consistently good. So just looking at Thompson, looks like last season
he had 38
goals,
78 games, 30 assists, but really hadn't had more than a cup of coffee before that, as far as production and just playing time. So
I mean, hey man, the guy's 25 years old, ironically from Phoenix, Arizona. Drafted by St. Louis, I think he was originally.
Yeah, 26 overall, 2016. Don't look it
up. So yeah, dude. So obviously, and looking at stats too, he's 6'7", 218.
Yeah.
Pretty big dude.
Yeah. So we'll see. I mean, it would be exciting to get the Sabres back in the mix, and they're part of the greater metropolitan area.
Yeah, dude.
But so you got to give him props. I mean, 5 goals and 4 in the first. That's just outstanding. On to the night, 5 games. So we'll go 2 apiece. You could start, and just to update everybody, you've really tightened things here, as I now only have a 1-point lead. So it is 29-28. What do you got?
I would say first game, give me Dallas here. They're going to be at home against Ottawa. I understand Ottawa has had a lot of surprisingly good victories, I suppose. But I don't think tonight. I mean, Robertson has been doing so well around the league. I think he leads the league in goals and points, maybe. I'm gonna have to double check the points, but definitely goals. Not to mention Odinger, between the pipes for Dallas has been really good. I understand Cam Talbot has been pretty solid for Ottawa. And the way Chachuk plays, I called Giroux too. Solid, but I just think Dallas here at home. Hintz has been on a little bit of a hot streak here as well. Although Dallas, I feel like as a team, the last 3 out of the last 5 games on a little bit of a skid. Shut up by Toronto. I think good spot for a bounce back game here, to be honest. So give me Ottawa here. Let's say 5-2.
Wow, kind of surprising.
Is it?
But I get it. I mean, I've kind of questioned how good Dallas really is myself.
Did I say I'm going for Dallas?
No, but you said Ottawa.
I said Ottawa?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, no,
Dallas, dude.
Because I swear, because I had you down for Dallas, and then you were you said like, oh, I don't know how good Dallas is after you had alluded to that you were going to take them. So I was just like a little confused there, but we got it worked out, Tony. All right?
Oh my gosh.
We got the details sorted out. I'm gonna go with the Maple Leafs over the Kings. And speaking of a team that I've questioned, I don't really see it with the Kings, and I just like what offensively, Toronto does. They've really turned it up after a little bit of a slow start just for the first couple games anyway. But they have 4 double-digit goal scorers. Obviously, you think about Matthews, Tavares, and your guy Marner. And I know you've always been a big fan of Michael Bunting. Yeah, I think you just like saying his name.
Oh my God.
I mean, whoever's been in net for them, they've had 3 guys draw starts here. Everybody's goals against are under 3. So they've done a good job in that respect. And I just think this is a situation where they prey on a weak opponent. And of course, that being the Los Angeles Kings. So I think their offense will be humming early. Maybe they put up 3 goals in the first period, get the fans riled up at Scotiabank Arena. But I'm going to say 6-2 Maple Leafs over the Kings.
Okay, my next game, I'm taking the Predators here in Tampa Bay.
Getting a little crazy.
No, nothing crazy. First of all, I think this line just moved right now when I click on the game because I think it was like minus 170, and now it's at minus 205. Tampa Bay.
Back up tenor.
It's
probably that guy with that weird name that's like 3.
Yeah. Oh, let's go daily face off real quick. Anyway, I think the 5th time maybe these teams are meeting each other. I think Tampa Bay won 3-2 in overtime or something the last time they faced. So obviously, Nashville, can kind of keep up here with Tampa Bay. So you know what? And I think Nashville, I picked them against the Devils too. They beat the Devils. I was pretty impressed with that. Brian Elliott confirmed Tampa Bay Lightning.
So
how about that?
Yeah. So
back up
obviously,
Tendy.
Yeah, Predators all the way. 6-0.
Tampa Bay. And I think Predators between who's the center? Matt Duchene, Roman Josi, Granlund. All these 3 guys have been actually doing really well in the past few games. Recently for them, they've won I think 4 of the last 5 games on a 3-game winning streak right now. And I think rolling into Tampa Bay, I think this is a great chance to make some money and bet on the underdog, baby. Give me Nashville. I'll say 4-1.
All right. And to continue with that theme, give me the Red Wings at the Panthers.
Wow.
Panthers minus 205. And, I don't know if Spencer Knight's starting. Obviously, I'm a big fan of his, but rest of the team, ever since Huberdeau left, it just doesn't seem like they're the same. And I just think they're getting too much respect. Red Wings have more wins, a higher winning percentage than the Panthers. You yourself have always been a big Dylan Larkin fan.
Yeah.
I mean, right? Don't you think they're getting disrespected at minus 205?
I do think so. And plus, Husso and Husso is so good for that. They're goaltender.
Husso, has done a good job since coming over.
Hulu game, baby.
And yeah, Hulu game, so you could turn into that. And Husso, I mean, he's 11-4. 2.54 goals against, 916 save percentage. So yeah, I just think this screams give me the Red Wings. So I'm going to say 5-2. And it's so interesting. I know Calgary won last night, but just how changing teams, getting out of the environment that that you're comfortable with. Huberdeau's not having a good season. I think about Calgary. Goudreau's not having a good season. Kadri's not having as strong of a season as he did last year.
Right.
It's just so interesting to see. Right?
It really is pretty crazy.
But I guess, scheme and being put in the right positions to succeed, that goes a long way.
Different scenery.
But I have to say, just going back to this to kind of wrap this up, pleasantly surprised with the Rangers last night. And I really am just like gearing up, like, let's go. Let's improve upon last year. Let's learn from our mistakes. And I know, like I said this about the Yankees, obviously didn't end up working out in the long run last year, but you get this bad stretch out of the way and you play like you should the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Then you don't have to worry about it later on because we know it happens one way or another.
Oh, yeah, dude. I'm so pumped, honestly, to watch. I honestly, I would say for the first time since the first game of the season, I'm like super pumped to watch the Rangers game tomorrow.
Up until the last two games, have you been more disappointed in them or the Mets offseason?
Probably them.
Yeah.
Up until the last two games, especially if you go back from the Mets the last two games as well that the Rangers played, it's like before Verlander was signed, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Times have changed, Tony.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But yeah, so other than that, anything else on the way out here?
On the way out here today, no, I don't think so. Not much coming out from downtime on the live aspect. But you can go out there, check out a couple old episodes of Screen Time. Just reviewed the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special, Brian.
There you go.
I bet you would love it.
Oh, absolutely. Anything that you guys make, I'm all over. Big fan.
Good episode. And then stay tuned. Tomorrow's going to be another episode of Screen Time. Obviously, we'll be back here at 10 o'clock. But today
Football Friday. I haven't heard that music in forever. I'm so riled.
Oh, my God. Dude. The music, dude. You'll probably see some updates from us on Instagram, though, because we are picking out a nice Christmas tree today for the studio. So that's going to be pretty exciting.
So keep an eye out for that. And you mentioned archives already, but, there's a lot of stuff on there. There's Tony, Michael, Renee in costume. There's the merch at downtimetv.com. Look out for the incoming winter collection. And I want everybody to enjoy their day, enjoy the games, enjoy the weather, and we will see you mañana.
Hey guys, Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content. You guys are the best. You guys are our bloodline. You make us love what we do.